fund manager Bill Ackman placing a big bet on booze recently after ramping up his stake in Fortune Brands, which is the maker of Jim Beam whiskey. He did that earlier this week. Fortune shares up about 26% or so, give or take, since September 1st, 30% year to date. Rivals Constellation Brands and Brown-Forman up 20 and 18% respectively year to date as well. So no doubt good whiskey, in whatever form you buy it, comes at a steep price. And the world's finest whiskey is very, very expensive, right, Michelle?
Yeah, our next guest just shelled out a record $150,000 for a single bottle of 64-year-old Dalmore Trintas malt. Did I pronounce that right? Let's meet property developer Mahesh Patel, along with renowned master blender Richard Patterson, whose skill at assessing whiskeys is so good, your nose is insured by Lloyd's of London for $2.5 million. It looks like a $2.5 million nose.
It's big.
It's a very handsome nose indeed.
Thank you.
You spent $150,000 on a bottle of whiskey. Which one is it and why?
There's this one here, the Dalmore Trintas, 64-year-old. Reason why I spent it, I'm actually a whiskey collector and a connoisseur. And this is a fantastic whiskey. There's only 3 in the world. And although the bottle says 64 years, there's 140-year-old whiskey in there as well. So we're drinking a little bit of a liquid gold history magic there.
Are you going to open it?
Not right now, because it is an investment. So,
Richard, what makes it so compelling? Obviously the age, certainly, but what are the other components of this that make it worth $150,000?
What you've really got to think about here is the whiskey itself. This is born in 1868, 1878, 1926, 1939. I've been working on this whiskey for the last 20 years. You can imagine only 3 bottles, and once this is drunk, this masterpiece of Dalmore Trinitas is finished. That's the end of it. That's what makes it so special. We're talking about $150,000 just now, but in 10 years' time, who knows? The world's your oyster.
So, Richard, to get to this really almost priceless bottle of whiskey, you go through a process that involves trial and error.
Absolutely.
And how enjoyable are those errors?
Well, these errors are very important because what you see is the spirit is born way back in 1868. It goes into the cask. Like when you go home tonight, you have a bath, a shower, you change, and then you put on new clothes. How do you feel? More motivated, more stimulated. That's what I must do with my Dalmore. What I must do is stimulate it with wood. That's why I've changed it maybe 15, 16 times, from American white oak to finest Gonzalez bias sherry wood that will nurture the spirit and make it fantastic. But it's not just the spirit, it's when you put it in your mouth. Absolutely. And I really mean putting it in your mouth, sipping it, holding it long, holding it, and then it reveals its inner treasure.
So Mahesh, how did you find out about it, and what made you choose this particular brand of whiskey and bottle of whiskey over something else? And I assume it's also a hedge against some of your other investments.
Absolutely.
This is an investment.
Absolutely. Well, just to tell your viewers a little bit that whiskey investing is great. Only certain number of brands.
No fooling.
No. It's Dalmore and maybe some other brands like Macallan have some of the most beautiful whiskeys out there, really old and really rare. And investing in this, I've found that my track record has shown me that there are bottles that, give an example, the predecessor to this was a 62-year-old Dalmore. That was sold in London probably about 5 years ago for £32,000. Mm-hmm. It was drank that night. But today, you can't find that whiskey. Yes, absolutely. We drank that night. But if you buy that bottle, it was predicted that it was £90,000 today if it was around.
You buy this on trust. You've never tasted this particular brand.
Exactly.
You're trusting him that...
Well, I'm trusting the nose here for this particular one, but I have tasted the stuff because I've been into his warehouse in Scotland, and I've been to so many warehouses in Scotland to different distilleries, so I do try everything that I've got in my collection. I will be trying this.
On what occasion?
Yeah, I was just going to ask that.
There really isn't any special occasions. It's just if you have with the right people, right friends and family, or anybody who.
Well, how about us?
Well, not today.
We're
because
the right
I will invite you as soon as that bottle goes down in price. How about that?
Now, Richard,
very clever.
Richard, what do you have in that furry pouch down there, and does it taste good?
I normally keep my business cards. But I actually have got something here to show you because you asked about what does it taste like.
Yes.
It's very important. If I can just give you an example very, very quickly.
Well,
because what you need to do, this is to give you an idea of what Dalmore really looks like. First of all, you take a Capita nosing glass, you put it in the whiskey in the glass. What do? You swirl it around and put it on the floor. That actually opens it up. Yeah, because what you want to do is to open the whiskey up. Then you go back to it. Then you go back to it, bring it up and say hello, and then how are you?
Yeah, hello.
And then you get into it.
Yeah.
Okay?
Dalmore has
is
the
why-
best profiles around.
You've got,
Get it wrong?
You've got it. Let me show you one that's very, very expensive. Can I come around here and just show you?
Yeah.
Just to show you, just to give you this example.
This is why I let Michelle lead this segment. I was supposed to
Because
lead this
this is-
segment, but
How much is this one?
Right, this is, no, hold it down there, down at the bottom. So what you need, hold it like that.
yeah.
This is the Candela, Dalmore Candela. Now bring it up, say hello. Bring it up, say hello. Now once you just go around there, and then what I want you to do is put it in the mouth and hold it. Remember,
Hold it in my mouth.
This is not like the Dalmore 64, this is
shouldn't
Dalmore
say that to me.
50. So what you want to do is hold it from the mouth for at least 50 seconds. So put it in the mouth, just keep it there.
50 seconds.
That's it. Just keep it there, keep it there, keep it there, keep it there, just keep it there, keep it there. Hold it, top of the tongue, underneath the tongue, back in the middle, and then swallow. Wait for it, wait for it, wait for it, wait for it. Just
Magic.
Whoa! Keep it there,
Jeez
keep it there,
Louise.
keep it there, 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 keep it there.
Now, did you say earlier that you're supposed to keep it there 1 second for every year?
1 second
right.
for every year, that's right.
So what's
that was
actually
fast.
happening now is it's actually opening up, and just like this one here, it will bring out all these lovely flavors, lovely soft cinnamon, citrus orange, cinnamon
Oh, that's
oranges,
easy.
all
Beautiful.
that, and it will just
Really
go on
beautiful.
and on and on.
Tyler, you got to try it. It's
Yeah,
beautiful.
that is
certainly
beautiful
will.
whiskey.
I'm going to try it
We're
as
gonna
soon as we
inject
get to the
liquidity.
commercial break. Thank you,
Gentlemen,
gentlemen,
thank you.
very much.
May this double in price over your life.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
If not, we're having a party.
All right, thank you.
I hope you have a wonderful occasion in which you have opportunity to
Up
open.
next,
Thank
a
you.
buzzkill, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes,
The mortgage mess.
mess. We may
Plenty
need
of
this
blame
more
to
than
go
ever.
around, but it goes down a lot better with a $150,000 bottle of scotch. What?
Let's focus on
The scotch.
Because if you will recall, just a short while ago, the gentleman who distilled that $156,000 bottle of whiskey did a little tasting for us. We talked about the investments, and he poured a little into this glass right here.
And threw it on the
And
floor.
then he
Said you
did.
swill it and you
Wait,
throw it.
Mike. Then he did this.
Threw it on
Okay.
the floor.
Look what it did to the floor.
That floor
like
was
a-
black. It is now
It's-
spotted.
It's eating away at the floor. It's that strong.
But
that
man, it was
alcoholic.
good.
Yeah, it was delicious. But that's what's happening to my insides right now.
Yeah.
Well, you only had a little bit.
Right.
It does smell
It was
awfully
delicious.
darn good. I had a little bit too because there's 2 lipstick stains on this glass. So
That was
my
fun.
lipstick.
that was fun.